You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
Headbands watching on the beat. The A's and I's can't be beat. So rhymes and question jaws. Let's blast the tape decks in our cars. 80s dreams and 90s haze. Let's recall back to our favorite days. Welcoming days.
Hello, Happy New Year, and welcome to Totally 80s and 90s Recall. This podcast is your personal mixtape of music, movies, and all things pop culture from back in the 80s and 90s. If you're new to the show, get ready for a wild ride through all things retro. And to our loyal listeners and subscribers, we're stoked to have you back. I am one of your hosts, David, and as always, I'm joined by my time-traveling co-host and someone who loves having sugar poured all over him. It's my good friend, Rob.
I do like hot sticky. Sticky sweet.
That sounds
That's
good.
right. Today's episode goes out to all of you who are breaking your backs every day. Maybe you're thinking, I don't have a dime. I can't pay my rent and I can barely make it through the week. Maybe it's Saturday night and you'd like to make your girl, but right now you can't make ends meet. Maybe you're always working and slaving every day. Maybe you've got to get a break from the same old. Maybe you just need a chance to get away. Some might say you spend your money on women and wine. But we really pinned you down. You couldn't tell us where you spent last night. And if we really drilled down, we'd probably find that you're really sorry about the shape you're in. I think it's safe to say you just like your fun every now and then. So on behalf of the Totally 80s and 90s Recall team, let's raise a toast to all of you who are breaking your backs every day. If you walk away from today's episode hearing nothing, at least hear this. Dave and I see you. We know that if wanting a good life is such a crime, Lord, then put us away. But most importantly, if we could hear you think, this is what you'd say. I don't need nothing but a good time. How can I resist? I ain't looking for nothing but a good time, and it don't get better than this.
Ooh.
There you go.
A poisonous open for today, right?
Hey, look
Nicely
at you.
done.
Nice, well done.
You love that song.
I did like that.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Good sample.
Yeah.
Is that
Good.
relevant to it today?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Fell right
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah,
I think.
it's-
No, definitely is.
It's right in the
So, yeah.
sweet spot today.
Yep,
Yeah.
You opened up and wrote that right down.
I
And
did.
it was a great
might have-
opening.
I might have had that one saved
Oh.
in my pocket.
Just been holding on to it
for
forever.
just this occasion.
Just this
Yeah.
occasion. So, well, what occasion is it? What are we covering for this week?
Well, I was given an assignment.
Yes.
I was given an assignment to make a mixtape
Yes.
from 1988.
Yes.
Yes.
We're imagining someone handed you a blank cassette,
Yes.
and we'll get to the rest of it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
well, Rob, this is your most complicated episode to date, right?
It is.
True?
Yes.
Yes. So, what we've done is we're putting your musical acumen to the test. And even more importantly, we're testing your memory, which that can be spotty
It is very spotty.
at best. All
Yeah.
right. We're going to go back to 1988, which is famously when the greatest duo since Batman and Robin came together,
Mm.
that being Rob and I.
Yeah.
And Rob has formulated a mixtape of songs from that year.
I
Now,
have.
you did have some directions on this.
I did.
We know how much you like rules and instructions,
Mhm.
but unfortunately, to keep you on track, we did have to give you some. So, first, one, all the songs have to be from 1988. So check. Good.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me know if you got these. Two, a typical blank cassette tape back in the day was 90 minutes long. So you had to pick songs that fit 45 minutes to each side.
Check.
Okay. That had to be adhered to.
Yeah.
Finally, you had to channel your 11-year-old self to choose the music. Your tape has to have a purpose, which is for you to choose, and you'll let us know soon.
Yes.
But example could have been you're making it for a girl you liked,
Right.
or a friend, or perhaps a hype tape to get you going in the morning.
Mhm.
Whatever your purpose was, you just had to have a purpose. So the reason this tests your musical acumen, Rob, is because the tape had to use the songs that 11-year-old Rob would choose, not
Yes.
47-year-old Rob.
Yes.
Looking back to
Yes.
1998.
I did.
Okay, 1988.
I
You
did.
can't say, "Oh, I like this better now."
Yeah.
You had to think back to our Z100 days, or whatever was
I'm
being
so
played
glad
on
you
the
said
bus.
that. Yes.
Whatever was on the
Yeah.
bus around school, and you had to put your tape together that way, and it should go with whatever theme you've chosen, like what you're trying to convey to whomever.
Yes.
So let's tell everyone, as I've given you all these instructions, how did this go for you?
I enjoyed it.
Oh, you did?
I did. You go back to the songs from '88. There were some songs I had on my original list.
Yes.
I had to pull because I did some more deeper research and found out that they did not come out in '88. They were either before or after, but they were just on an '88 playlist somewhere out in the ether. And that was an '88 song.
Okay.
It was not.
It was not.
So I pulled it, did some deeper research, found some better songs, and so yeah.
And as an 11-year-old, there should not be a lot of deep cuts in this situation.
No, so that's what the other thing I was going to tell you is, I really stuck with top 40 things that I would have heard when I was 11, and really my experience to music at 11 years old would have been Z100, would have been the radio, and so
Well, there's a scenario.
I stayed there.
There's a scenario if you had a tape or two of a particular band, maybe you could have really liked the song off that. Right. And then that could have passed the thing. Cause there were, I had, it wasn't, I don't know if it was 88, but it might've been 87 or 88, but I had the Cocktail soundtrack. Right. And there were songs I liked off that. Yes. And they didn't necessarily play, they weren't all Kokomo. Right. Or Don't Worry, Be Happy. Right. Some of the other ones didn't play on the radio as much. I could still include those because, I still think it's a good song. And so you could have had some
I will
of that.
argue I was pulled in that direction at the time, probably because of Kokomo. Kokomo got me to the Cocktail soundtrack. And then you find other Hippie Shake. And then I like it, right?
Yeah, and they don't put that on the radio as much.
That's not top 40.
No, it's
not. I'm like, oh, wait, I like Kokomo's good, and that's top 40, so they must have other songs like that. And
I'm with you in 1988. Right before I start junior high, because I'm going to start 7th grade, right when we met, 99.9% of my listening is coming off the radio. Yeah. Whatever the radio plays, that's what I hear. So the first time I really branched away from the radio, now it hammered the radio right after that, but I remember that summer, my neighbor, I've said this before, my neighbor let me listen to her Appetite for Destruction tape. And I had not heard that entire tape before. Yeah. And they don't play Night Train on the radio. Okay. That doesn't get played on the radio. No. So, and up until that point, not much of I think maybe Welcome to the Jungle had gotten onto MTV, but Z100 wasn't playing a ton of Guns N' Roses yet. So that was my first experience where I'm like, this is a whole tape I'm listening to. I'm like, oh, I like some of these other songs, like Night Train. And it wasn't necessarily for the radio. So I could have included some of those, but outside of that, and then that's as I got into junior high, I started doing that more because people had tapes more. I didn't have a ton of tapes till I got to junior high. Basically, it was radio and what I recorded off the radio to keep as songs. Right. That's what I had.
Yeah, this was kind of a pivotal year in music for me because here in another couple of years, I'm exposed to
everything,
grunge and
all the good
stuff. That all comes out, and then my world's rocked. But I wanted to share something with you.
Oh, okay.
That will bring it. It fits nicely with what you're talking about.
Yes.
Portland's hottest music. Oh yeah, Z100, where you can win, catch it $1,000. Yeah, the Morning Zoo birthday game.
It's about 2 minutes, so just bear with me.
Wow.
There's more.
Yeah, this is almost definitely all I listen to.
Yeah.
Guaranteed 10 in a row. Z100.
Oh, good.
Z100.
Ooh, they're playing a good song right here.
Howard, baby. I'm the Kez, man. Banging out more than 10.
The Kez, man.
I wish I'd have been an 80s DJ.
Calling for this one's for the children. Yeah, it's on its way. Plus some Soul Sister, New Shoes, Bobby Brown, Starship, brand new one from Jermaine Jackson.
Listen to that lineup.
My studio line. Here's Howard Jones going out to Beaverton.
And this song,
out to Beaverton.
Howard to Beaverton for our Beaverton listeners. How did you get this?
Oh, it's so good.
How did you get that?
Z100 rolling on 10 and roll with Soul
The boys in
Sister.
the booth did really good.
They were all about 10 in a row back in the day.
And this might have been the same night. I think I pulled this sound from the same.
Goodness gracious.
Can you imagine? It just, when I heard this, I can remember pulling the songs from the radio.
I'm Bill Kesley rolling on more than 10 in a row.
I feel like I remember this guy.
Yeah.
This one's for the children.
That was New Kids.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Z100 on the Kez, man. Glad to have you along for the ride tonight. I want to congratulate Jason Brazil or something. Let's say something.
Wasn't me.
Something like that.
Yeah.
From Hillsboro. Caller number 100 in the voting. He was a winner from Z100. Congratulations.
Little New Shoes in the back.
What do you win?
Yeah.
Wonder if I got a t-shirt. I had a t-shirt.
They get a weather report in here. You'll love
nice.
it. Yeah.
I had a turquoise T-shirt that said Z100.
The Morning Zoo birthday game tomorrow.
Birthday
at
game, remember
7:30
that?
on
Yeah.
Z100.
It's Starship, yeah, it's not enough.
Starship.
The compact disc is called Love Among the Cannibals. I'm the Kaz Man for you. I've got 10 in a row. Coming up, as we
Kaz
wrap
Man
up our
is
10
got it
in a
going
row.
on.
We got
Yeah.
10 more coming up. Plus, next, a man.
There it is. Rain.
That's my foghorn. You like it?
Fog.
Fog in the forecast for tomorrow. Clearing in the morning, although a good chance of some showers.
There it
Yeah,
is.
all right.
Good chance of some showers.
That work.
It wouldn't be Portland without a good chance of showers. Oh,
Anyway, so that's Bill Kesley Z100.
Oh, yeah.
And that was 1989.
he was the morning zoo guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is 1989. It's right in the what we're going to talk about
Oh,
today.
yeah.
So it's a year older, but
Yeah,
you
it's
get a
good,
feel
good.
for what we were listening to at the
Oh yeah.
time.
The
I
only
was-
thing better if you could have got my favorite thing was every night they did the top 5 at 9.
Yeah, I know. And
that's-
we'd wait. You'd wait.
I would wait
Yeah.
because they played the top 5 most played songs of the day. So that's where I could get my like number 1, number 2 in those. That's where I would make recordings because those were the best 5 songs. And you knew they were coming on at 9:00. So I have to sit around waiting for anything. So that 30-minute block, 5 at 9. So I remember the 5 at 9. So that was good. But
Yeah.
the morning zoo,
No.
it's like riding on the bus.
Yep.
Because
And
the
these are
bus
and
driver
most of these songs, all of these songs are songs that
would have
I
been on the
remember
morning zoo.
hearing on the radio, on the bus, or so
Man, I wish
I
I was
stayed
a-
really close to that.
They don't exist
in
anymore.
the
but
pocket.
I wish I was a morning zoo DJ.
I know you do.
I just
I
hit
know
weird
you
buttons and have
I know
fun.
you
And
do.
I was born just a smidge too late to be able to capitalize in that category. Because there's no more 80s, 90s morning zoo
No.
DJ guys.
No, people don't listen to the
I
radio.
don't even know if they listen, but there are radio.
No.
Like Sirius is a radio station.
I know. But even the other day, we were listening to the radio and a song came on. My kid said, start it over.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
and we were like, no, this is radio. It doesn't work. It doesn't
Start
work
it
that
over.
way, you know.
Yeah, it never
Yeah.
failed. You get in your car and you'd pop it on and it'd be the last 30 seconds of
Dang
the
it.
song you like.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, well, maybe they'll play it again. And then they play it for like 4 hours. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, well, your Z100 sample came from 89, you said.
89.
But let's take a look at the world in 1988.
88.
This is a look at what was going on around Rob and I at our 11 and 12-year-old
Mhm.
selves. And for all you listeners out there, whatever age you were in the 80s,
Yeah.
this is what was going on around you as well. So let's see. Yo MTV Raps and The Simpsons debuted.
Oh, yeah.
1988. There
That's
you
right.
go. That's good.
And that was The Simpsons was somewhat controversial.
A little bit.
You know, like it was naughty. Like,
When you watch it
at
now,
the-
it wasn't,
like,
but
no.
at the time.
At the time, you're like,
It's funny that we thought Eat My Shorts was like this controversial.
that was the worst thing.
Oh, you can't
That's-
say
yeah,
that.
Right.
I remember I wanted that shirt. And
He was
my
a bad
mom was
influence.
like, you can't wear that.
I had a tank top
Eat My Shorts.
with him saying "Cowabunga, dude."
Yeah.
he was on a wave.
Well, you'll like this one. Kurt Gibson had a game-winning home run for the Dodgers in the World Series,
Limping.
basically on one leg. So
Mhm.
to this day, I still don't know how he hit that slider from Dennis Eckersley. Insane. It was crazy. So Claymation California Raisins, they had a song that charted on the Billboard Hot 100. Their song was on the Hot 100. Like it
It's-
was one of the 100 best songs, at least for 1 week. All
It
right.
was the 80s.
I guess. Die Hard, one of the greatest Christmas movies ever, came out in July of 1988.
Did you watch it this year?
I watched
Oh,
it every
you
year.
watch it every year.
Yeah. Nike launched its Just Do It ad campaign. That seemed to work out pretty well.
Mhm.
They did pretty well with that one. The Ford Escort was the best-selling car in America. How do you feel about that?
My wife had a Ford Escort.
Yeah, well, she was
Jenny
part of-
Thompson in high school. We'd cruise around in her,
Her Ford
Ford
Escort.
Escort.
It was no longer a popular car. I looked up the stats. I don't even think you can make an Escort. One, but two,
I
doesn't
think it
sell.
became the Focus.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember this because we had the WGN. Chicago Cubs played their first night game in 1988. So all the years, all these other teams they had refused, and then finally they caved in and said, we can make
Yeah.
money because people get off work and then come to the game.
That's
so probably a good idea. So although you couldn't keep Carrie awake long enough to do the night games, he had to pass out.
He was soused.
You have to give somebody
Yeah.
else. You had to get somebody else to help
Too
Steve.
many Budweiser.
Yeah, somebody else had to help Steve Stone out. You can't. It's not gonna be Harry at 7:00 at night. So George Michael's first solo album, Faith, came out. Spent 12 weeks at number 1 and was the best-selling LP of 1988.
Nice.
That worked pretty good.
Nice. Yes, it did.
Everybody's like, "Oh, he's leaving Wham. It's gonna be bad." It seemed to work out all right. Pretty good job. Speaking of George Michael, they put on Netflix. They put a 1-hour special documentary on there. I haven't watched it yet. I just saw it yesterday about the making of Last Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen the Wham one.
I saw the Wham.
That
one.
was really good.
This is another one where it's just
Oh,
about making
different.
that song. Remember they went to that lodge in
Yeah.
Switzerland or something? Well, it's an hour about that.
Oh,
So I need to watch it.
I want to watch
So,
that.
All right. So, yeah, that's out for all our Wham fans. That's out on
There you go.
Netflix if you have it. The Wonder Years premiered, getting all of our 80s kids' parents very excited because it was back
That was
to the 60s.
Their kid, yeah.
So they were, I remember my parents watched it was just like that.
That's when they were
So
growing.
very excited for them.
Yeah.
So I was never a big Wonder Years guy. That's going to be controversial to our 80s fans. I thought it was okay, but it wasn't like must-see TV for
we
me.
We didn't watch it.
Maybe because of the 60s vibe, I was just like, I wasn't, sister's a hippie and this and, I'll just watch Full House.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Fred Savage.
The Sega Genesis debuted.
Who? Did you ever have that?
I did have a Sega
You were a
Genesis.
Sega guy.
I was.
Yeah, you were.
In fact, I bought, when I worked at my first job at that Best Warehouse,
Mhm.
I bought a Sega Genesis with my first paycheck.
Yeah.
But that was in 1990. This debuted in 88. So I was still rocking Nintendo for 2
Right.
more years. For the first time ever, CDs outsold vinyl records
Uh-huh.
in 1988.
Yeah. Now it's-
So
now
there
it's-
you go.
Vinyl's back.
Vinyl's back.
Yeah.
Microsoft Office debuted, making our future lives great, right?
So
Excel, Word, all of
Right.
it. Wonderful. Energizer Bunny debuted in a commercial, and a marketing legend was born, Rob.
Mm.
So we all remember that guy.
The Energizer
He
Bunny.
keeps going.
He just keeps going. Yeah.
That seemed to work out. Whoever the marketing guy on that one was, he scored a home run. So
They did.
oh,
They
look-
went on for years.
years.
Yeah.
Lunchables were put out in the store for the first time.
My mom would
Not a
buy
fan.
them.
I had them.
Every now and then was like a special occasion. If
cheese
we
and
went
crackers.
I know. If we went on a field trip,
Exactly.
she'd buy it. But
It's not that exciting. I was never that
they're
excited
very
about Lunchables.
expensive and
It's cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
And then the other ones, it made like a pizza. It was horrible.
Mm.
It was like cold. And
the little pizzas.
I don't want cold pizza sauce. That doesn't make any sense. All right. So, and finally,
I love
the
cold
drug Prozac was released.
pizza. Oh,
Let all the suburban house moms calm
That's right.
down.
Calm
The
down.
stress
Yeah.
of
chill out.
everyday life.
Just chill.
Take some Prozac. You can relax a little bit.
Wow. Okay.
So
That's
so
when it all changed.
I'm sure there's more going on in 88, but those
Yeah.
are just some of the highlights I found.
Yeah.
And most of that, except for like Just Do It, the Energizer Bunny, and maybe the Simpsons stuff,
Mm.
no, we wouldn't have been privy to a lot of the other stuff.
No.
I'm going to tell you, I didn't know Microsoft Office was out in 1988.
No.
clue.
No.
I didn't know it was out till like 95.
Yeah, I don't know when we.
So-
Gosh, I can't remember when we first got our.
I can't remember
First
the first time I
computer.
said Microsoft. We had a computer. My dad
Yeah, your dad
put one in the den. It
Yeah.
was one of the green ones,
Yeah.
and he just played solitaire on it.
Yeah.
But it didn't do much else. You could type on it.
I remember taking a class in
But-
high school where we had to
Oh, yeah.
use Word because we had to type.
But we didn't
and-
use Word. When I took that
Well-
class, we were still using the Commodore things.
Yeah.
And you had to put the little discs in them.
Yeah.
And we just had to
Floppy
type up
disk.
stuff.
Floppy disk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first year taking keyboarding,
Yeah.
I was on a typewriter. My
See,
freshman
I don't
year?
remember that.
I had to actually type on a typewriter my freshman year.
Mm.
And what I liked about that teacher was every Friday we had to do our NFL pick'ems.
Oh.
And you had to type it up and pick your team and you turn it in. And whoever got the best picks
Yeah.
on Monday, you got like 5 extra credit
You
points.
probably did really good at that.
I won a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there were other people who won too. I had lots of kids in the class. So I wasn't the only one that won. So, but yeah, so a few things about 1988.
Lots going on in 80,
Yeah.
88.
Lots.
Yeah.
I try to remember all of it. I
What
can't
grade
remember
were you
everything.
in? You would have been 7th.
Well, I finished 6th grade right before I moved in the summer and we met.
Yeah.
And I started 7th grade in the
Okay.
fall.
And I think I determined I was in 5th.
You would have been starting 5th in the
Fifth,
fall.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Armstrong, 5th grade.
Yes. I had a lot of teachers.
Yeah.
I can't remember them all.
Oh, because you would have been middle school or
7th
junior
grade,
high.
junior high. I do remember the principal. He's probably he's got to be long gone. But he wasn't nice.
Yeah.
He was the vice principal, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I never met the actual principal. But the vice principal, he was just a grumpy guy. Kind of yelled at people in the halls a
Yeah.
lot. And,
Yeah.
Junior hires. Now that I'm around junior hires, I understand.
I was just
guess.
going to say, yeah, I feel for the guy.
Like you're a VP at an elementary school.
Not bad.
Could you work in a junior high or
Nope.
middle school?
I tell people all the time, middle school and kindergartners. And I
can't.
don't want to do it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Just
Like in
I
between.
like how you exclude what you're going to educate.
No, I won't educate them. I'll let somebody else do that. Yeah. My wife does the
Your
middle
wife
school.
does the middle school.
Your wife does the kinder.
Yes.
We're good.
Everything's covered.
Yep. I'll do the in between.
I don't know. 4th graders probably aren't that much better.
No,
So,
they're not.
4th or 5th.
Yeah.
So before they move on,
Yeah.
they're just going to be about that anyway.
True.
So,
True. Do.
all
True.
right. Well, don't be cruel. Whether you take that advice from Cheap Trick or Bobby Brown, you'll be doing it with your Walkman blaring as you smile at how great a mixtape was back in 1988. All right, Rob. Except for my fun facts about 1988, I really have nothing to do with this week's show.
All
I'm here to listen, like all of you at home, all of our listeners. I have explained your rules. I put those in quotations so you know them. That makes them loose, right?
Yeah.
That you always hate having. And of course, I have no idea what's coming. So I'm just as excited as everyone else to hear what you've plucked from the musical landscape of 1988 for your mixtape.
All right.
You've channeled your inner 11-year-old self.
I have.
So before we bust into this thing, let's remind everyone what the theme of this mixtape is.
All right.
Who you would have hypothetically given it to, and how you were able to recall your musical preferences from back in 1988 when you were like 11 years old.
Yeah. Before I do that, I want to read, have some info.
Okay.
So in a December 2012 article for Forbes.com, writer Michelle Catalano, in an article called The Art of the Mixtape. Great article. It's very short. I'm not going to read the whole thing. She says, she opens by saying the art, and make no mistake about it, it is an art of making a mixtape is one lost on a generation that only has to drag and drop to complete a mix. There's no love or passion involved in moving digital songs from one folder to another. Those mixes, in quotes, are just playlists held prison inside a device. There's no blood, sweat, or tears involved in making them. There was a certain ritual to making a perfect mixtape, one that could take hours to finish, maybe even days, depending on how much you wanted to impress the recipient. While the songs had to have a common theme, put some parentheses, I hate you and hope you die.
Good.
Was common as a theme as I would like to get to first base with you, right? It wasn't good enough to just take a bunch of love songs and throw them on a tape. It was about so much more than grouping some tunes together. They had to segue. They had to flow into one another. Each song needed to be a continuation of the one before it, as if all these desperate bands got together and recorded a concept album based solely on your feelings for the guy who sits in front of you in English class or girl. So, and there's more to it. It's very well written. She nails it. Also, in an article for 80sand90s.com, writer Milo D, that's all he goes by, answers the question, what goes into creating the perfect mixtape? He says, number one, select a theme. Will this be a mixtape to express how you feel about someone, such as boy or girl, you have the hots for and want to express your affection? The overall theme of the mixtape will determine the type of music to include. A mixtape is not just about songs you enjoy, but it's about choosing songs that the recipient will also enjoy.
Correct.
Consider their music preferences, but don't be afraid to add some variety, such as a song you think they will appreciate. Number two, who is it for? What if the recipient doesn't listen to the same type of music as you? You don't just want to express your affection with the Peruvian flute music you enjoy. You want to express it with style of music they enjoy. Besides providing them with the style of music they listen to, it also shows that you truly understand them and their musical preferences, right? Number three, know something about music, have some knowledge of music. How can you create a proper mixtape if you have a limited range of music you listen to? It is okay to include a song or two that gets a decent amount of radio play, but make sure to also include some lesser known tracks. And number four, track choices. The key to a mixtape over a modern playlist is the flow of music. In the past, albums were often made with the intent that the listener would start with the first track and listen through to the end. Now, with streaming, songs are often written to stand alone and get played as a part of a playlist. The fun in a mixtape is telling the story from beginning to end. The first song sets the tone for the rest of the tape, while the last track wraps it all up. A well-crafted mixtape should feel cohesive and complete, like a finished work of audio art.
There you go.
So I thought those two people
Perfect. They hit it all.
I thought it was really well
Because some
done.
people were good at this and some people were bad at this.
And we're going to find out if I'm any good at it. I don't know that I was good at it when I was 11.
We'll see if we're good at it.
But here we go. So my motivation for this mixtape.
Well, wait, real quick.
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned in your article there, you mentioned about possibly getting to first base.
Yes.
So just as a reminder, the studio sent me some info here to clarify. I don't know if I've known all my bases. So, by the way, baseball analogy is being used traditionally because it's as you move the bases, it's your attempt to score.
Oh, right.
That's why it was used.
Yeah, well done.
Well, so what I'm being shown here is first base. If people don't remember, if you've been married a long time, maybe the bases are fuzzy.
Is that over the shirt?
No, kissing and making out is first base.
Okay.
Second base is clarified by anything you touch above the waist.
Oh.
There you go. So anything touched above the waist puts you on second base. All right.
What's third?
Third base is anything you touch below the waist stimulating anywhere below the waist is what it
And
says. Stimulating.
I'm going to guess fourth is.
I think we can all figure out what a
Okay.
home run is.
All right.
When you get to home, you got home. All right.
Okay.
So
All right.
we don't have to. It says in here having sexual intercourse, but I think everybody
Yeah.
knows that part. But
Well, I'm glad.
so yeah, first base kissing and making out. Second, above the waist,
Hmm.
third below, and then home is home.
That's good.
right.
That's good.
So if everybody forgot,
Yeah.
they don't remember their teenage years and what bases they got to.
Yeah.
Who was sharing that? I don't know. Maybe. Do you think at what age did that stop? You know, I think you're in like sixth grade. You go, oh, I got to first base.
Right.
But by the time you're in 11th grade, you're like, you don't talk about bases. You're just like, how was your date with her? Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
we got it. We know what the answer is. Anyway, so
That'd be.
I don't know if any 10th and 11th graders are like, hey man, I got to third base with Sarah last night. Oh, that's good. No one's talking like that. So.
You guys,
all
are
right.
playing baseball.
So thanks to the booth for
yeah.
that info, but back to your motivation
Okay.
and all that.
So I have motivation and I have some data. Would you like the data now or would you like it?
You're
Okay.
you're running
So
this thing.
my motivation for the mixtape, I stayed in the top 40. We've talked about that.
Yes.
Songs that we probably would have heard on Z100.
Beautiful.
It's for a girl.
I like it.
And it's for a complicated 5th grade relationship.
Nice.
She likes me, but I feel like maybe we're growing apart
In 5th grade.
in 5th grade.
Okay.
Yes. So,
How do 5th graders grow apart?
well,
Like she said she didn't like your shoes or something?
well, in reality, I probably liked her.
Okay.
She
That's
never
good.
liked me.
Oh, okay.
So I was of the illusion,
dreaming that she
yes,
liked you,
that she
yes.
liked me, and then I'm finding that I'm either creeping her out,
Yes.
which is probably more
Probably close to the truth.
to reality,
Or you're chasing her on the playground.
or I'm chasing her. I'm
Yes.
not realizing that I'm advancing. She's
She's retreating a lot.
retreating.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't quite understand the game at the time.
That
So
would- and then usually that would involve two other friends coming up and going, Rob, doesn't want to talk to you right
yeah,
now.
I'm like, yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
It's creeping people out. So I didn't learn this till later in life, and so I'm trying to think. 11-year-old me would have had no clue.
Yeah.
And so that plays into the playlist a little bit. That it might be a little over the top. It might have been a little too
Perfect.
pushy. It might, and then there you go.
So so is the goal of to profess some sort of
yes,
perceived love
So there's
in 5th grade?
there's a very clear side 1,
Okay.
and then there's a very clear side 2.
Good.
There's a message to the side 1. Side 1 is
Okay.
very clear, I think. And then side 2 takes a turn,
Okay.
and then we'll walk through it.
I was hoping you were going girl like for the reasoning. I
Yeah.
was afraid you were going to go with something like I'm sad, and we
Yeah.
were going to get a sad mixtape today. So this might be better.
No. Sad. There's there is some mood. It brings it down. There's some
Oh,
mood.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it'll play into my headspace, which is a very scary place
Yeah.
to be. So I'll tell you right now, I think I did really good on my stats.
There you go.
Side 1 has 11 songs.
Perfect.
Side 2 has 10 songs.
How much time would have been left on side 1?
So side 1, I got it to 44 minutes, 44.8 minutes.
Perfect.
There was only 0.2 of a minute left. I
That's great.
packed in a lot of music. Side 2, 44.8 also,
Nice.
for a total of 89.6. So I got right under the 90.
You
I
used it.
I was
Perfect.
very efficient
Nice.
in my music list.
You have a lot of
Yeah.
songs.
I do. So we're gonna plow through them here. Yeah. So so let me get the old cassette.
Was it ready?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
side 1.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, now we know it's for a girl.
It's for a girl.
And these songs were meant to tell her what?
Well, the side 1.
Yes.
I'm professing
Yes.
an emotion to her.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll just go with that.
And what's side
Yeah.
2 doing?
Side 2, I'm feeling the distance, and I'm acknowledging that we're growing apart.
So what happened on this tape? You made her one side,
Yes.
and then when she didn't really like it, you turned it over and made the other
Well,
side.
really, I imagined myself making it, and then I got into my own head.
Okay.
Right, and then I'm gonna give it. To
So
her.
if she
and
was-
it's gonna be an epic. It's just gonna blow up. And
If she were to hand this to her
Yeah.
and she was to listen to it, she's gonna have some confused feelings.
yeah, it's
like
not,
on the first side, you're like, "Oh, this is nice." And
Yeah.
the second side, you're like, I don't know what's going on now.
yeah, and it's not gonna help my case any.
No.
She's gonna go back to school on Monday, and she's gonna go. You gotta check this out.
Is
This
it a-
guy is a nut job.
Is it a tape? Yeah, she's gonna play it for her friends and they laugh about, or
yes, they're gonna laugh.
is it even worse? A handbag. Be like, "Oh, here, you can have
I don't
this
know
back."
if it's a handbag. It could be a handbag.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on how this goes.
You can have this back.
Yeah. You're like, this is really nice. Thanks for letting me borrow it.
Thanks. I borrowed it. I'm good. I don't need to keep this
Yes.
forever.
She thought it was a borrow.
Yeah. We don't need
No,
to
I
keep
wanted
this.
you to have it. It's
I like that she thought
and
it was
then
a
crash
borrow.
and burn and yeah.
Yeah, I brought it back.
Yeah.
So, all
Yeah.
right. Well, let's dive into this thing.
All right.
You're going to hit us with side one, song one,
Song 1.
and then you're going to talk about why songs were chosen.
Yep. Here
Right?
we go.
Here we go. This is side one. This is the first song.
I come out swinging. Yeah.
I would have thought you would have gone with this song like, first a song like, "Hey girl, I think you look good" or something.
Oh no.
The way you set it up, I thought
know,
this might have been a side 2 song.
No, I'm telling you, it's schizophrenic at
I
best.
got you. All right.
Yeah.
You're 11.
I'm 11. I don't know what
Best
I'm doing.
thing you can do.
I think I know what I'm doing. I think I understand the ways of love.
This song.
It's so good.
No, it's something.
Listen to that.
Yeah, that kid, that's Joey.
Joey.
Yeah, Joey Joe.
Yeah.
He's like 13 years old.
Yeah.
That's why he can still sing like that.
Yeah. All right.
Normal boys
Yeah.
whose voices have changed, they can't sing like that.
All right. So that's Please Don't Go Girl, 1988. Released April of 88. New Kids on the Block. The main vocal, Joey McIntyre and Jordan Knight. They take the lead. Danny Wood does some speaking parts. Hey,
Yeah.
girl.
Hey,
that
girl.
kind of stuff. That's him.
I like the
It's from their second album, Hanging Tough. It's their first commercial hit. Here's my thinking. I need a song about a man who is pleading with his girlfriend not to leave him because he cannot leave her or live without her. The song needs to express the love and devotion that I feel for the girl and fear that I'm losing her. The lyrics need to highlight the importance of the relationship to me as I consider the girl my best friend and love her. I just love her. And I need the song to profusely express my everlasting love for her and how it would ruin my whole life if she were to leave.
nice.
So
I think
it's a little much.
no. Well, I think you're in the right headspace. I'm not going to do this for every song, but if I was starting this, you win points right out the gate with New Kids
Right.
on the Block.
That's
So
what I also said that.
You get so starting with that is actually really good. I would have just because of the vibe you might be trying to send.
Yeah.
I might have started with the right stuff
Mm-hmm.
to let her know, hey, I think you got the right stuff I like.
Right. Yeah.
So
I also put here, I said, for the record, I still harbor resentment toward the stupid Joey with his good looks, angelic voice, and that dumb hat.
yeah,
Stupid hat.
Yeah, it's not great.
Anyway. Okay. So that was song number 1.
song 1.
All right.
All right, so you start off a little slow.
Yeah.
See, I always when I make these, I would always start with a little bit of a pep to kind of catch them first, and then I'll put the slow ones in like a couple songs down.
yeah.
Ease it
I'll
in.
say
No,
this
you're
is
good.
an art.
Yeah,
And
you're good.
I don't know that I was
Here we go.
much of an artist. So,
No, I like it.
All right. Here is song number 2.
2. Oh wow, I really like this song.
This is your gal.
This is my guy. I like this song. Circle in the Sand.
Yeah, it's a little more subtle, but not really.
Circle in the Sand. I do like Linda Carlisle a lot. I was trying to see. I was getting some info from the booth.
Yeah, so that's Circle in the Sand, released May of 88.
Yes.
Lots of April, May songs in this.
Yeah,
I don't know how that worked out.
Good.
Belinda Carlisle from her second studio album, Heaven on Earth. It was her last top 10 hit in the United States.
That's too bad.
Yeah. So my thinking here, I need a song where the lyrics delve into the themes of enduring love and the eternal connection between two people. The song needs to capture the essence of a deep and unwavering bond in the midst of turbulent times, symbolized by the circle in the sand.
Oh,
So we're getting a little,
this is good.
getting a little meta.
Yeah.
A little meta, you know.
Do you think 11-year-old, let's call her Michelle. Do you think Michelle, for the purposes of our show,
We'll call her Michelle.
we'll call her,
Yeah.
parentheticals Michelle. Do you think Michelle would have been gotten a meta version of that?
No.
She was gone, Belinda Carlisle.
Yeah. I think that's what, yeah.
There you go.
So I was trying to find something that was, familiar. It was,
I like it.
But it's got little element of
Good.
Yeah.
I like song 2 better than song 1.
yeah.
But again, you're not making this for me, so it's
No,
fine.
I know.
I got it.
I know.
All right.
Let me, and so yeah, in here I've also got
Oh.
in this song, the circle of sand represents two people who complete each other. It's a forever bond.
Ooh,
And so
this is pre Jerry Maguire. You complete me right here.
This is
there
you
go.
complete me.
Nice.
Yes,
Maybe that's where they got it from.
maybe
They
I
should
don't
use this
think so.
song in that movie.
I don't think so.
Yeah, would have been good.
All right, here we go. This is song number 3.
Okay. Oh, it's a good song. It's good you pick a song like this because it also makes you look a little like you're a little cool.
Yes,
It was a cool
and
song.
this was cool,
Oh yeah.
and it's a interesting song in that it's a love song,
It is.
but it's masked as like a rock song. Like
Yeah.
it's very peppy and
Plus the young ladies like the lead singer.
yes, Michael Hutchins.
Yes. Can't lose with that.
Yeah, no. There it is. Never tear us apart. And
I love telling an 11-year-old girl, we're never going to be torn apart.
yeah.
So
And I know
But to
you'd
be
like
fair, this is
this
fifth
part
grade.
right
This is
here.
fifth grade, right?
Yeah, right here. This is for you.
hold on. This is 5th grade for you.
Yeah.
No, I like the saxophone.
There it
I
is.
already knew it was coming. I love the song.
I knew you'd like this part.
But it's interesting you say 5th grade, but my friend in 5th grade, he listens to our show. He started going out with a girl in 5th grade. They went out together like up into high school and stuff.
Yeah.
So they kind of, for a little while, had the never tear us apart thing going on.
Oh,
There you go.
look at that. That's a long
They,
time.
eventually, they did
Yeah.
tear apart because, you know, he's moved on in his life. But for a while there, they were that everybody, they were the couple at school. Like, oh, it's those two.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
So my thinking here is I need a love song that expresses how two people can stay together in spite of any troubles. The lyrics need to emphasize the strength of the relationship, and it needs to express how two people will never be separated, no matter what obstacles that they may encounter. The message of the song needs to be that love can either remain firm or become stronger through the tough times that couples may face. It needs to be testament to the power of everlasting love and devotion.
I still like the tough times of 5th graders. The tough
right?
times that
I
we
know.
face.
Yes. This is, and I didn't tell you, this is Never Tear Us Apart, released June of 88 by Australian rock band In Excess. The lyrics were written by Michael Hutchins for his then girlfriend, Michelle Bennett. Bennett, interestingly enough, has also produced music videos for artists such as In Excess, U2, Prince, Silverchair, and the Foo Fighters. So pretty relevant to know. It is ranked 282 on Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time.
That's good.
In 2021.
Yeah, that's a great
People
song.
really like that song.
Yeah.
So that is song number 3.
Good.
All right. We're into song number 4.
Boom.
All right. You're going to like this one.
All right, it's really good. A nice tenderoni.
Yeah. So bringing it down again.
That doesn't bring it down. This
Yeah.
is great. This sends a good message right
Yeah.
here.
She's mine.
Yep.
She's my only love.
This is definitely a first base song.
And I can see her listening to this while she's putting the scrunchies in her hair in the morning or, you know.
Could also listen to this while you're getting to first base.
Yeah.
This is a first base song.
I didn't understand the bases at the time. 11-year-old me was
yeah,
like,
explain
oh,
them.
baseball? We're playing baseball.
It's an analogy.
Yeah. I didn't understand it now.
I got you.
I know. Ooh, wishing they were all alone.
Ooh.
Yeah. So this is Roni
Yes.
by Bobby Brown. Released December of 88, performed by Bobby Brown. It was written by Kenneth Babyface Edmonds. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
With additional lyrics by a band called The Deal, Deele. And that featured, this is like a supergroup, Kenny Babyface Edmonds, Antonio L.A. Reid,
Oh, yeah.
and then this guy named Carlos Green, Darnell Bristol, and Stanley Burke. So it was a 80s band out of Cleveland, Ohio.
There you
But
go.
anyway, here was my thinking at the time. I need a romantic tribute to a girl. I need the song to describe the girl as a sweet and special girl who I deeply love and value. The song needs to explore the meaning and qualities of a tenderoni. We're going to talk about a tenderoni.
Tenderoni.
Who is someone that possesses a particular kind of love that makes you feel good inside. The song needs to encourage the listener to believe in love and live and give love a chance, especially with a tenderoni that is right for them. Tenderoni is Roni. Let's see. Tenderoni is a brand of stovetop macaroni. This is
Wow.
a true statement. That was popular in the 1950s and discontinued in 1981. The word kind of rolls off the tongue. And set in 1976, a guy named Eddie Kendricks released a song called Sweet Tenderoni about a girl who has his heart. On Michael Jackson's Thriller track, PYT, pretty even thing, he sings, Tenderoni, you've got to be this, you've got to be spark my nature, sugar fly with me. So it's everywhere. Method Man uses it. Destiny's Child uses it. But yeah, so tenderoni is a pasta. It's great. You go. So when you hear that again, don't think that wasn't lost on me.
Macaroni,
the rice-a-roni.
Macaroni sounds.
Yeah. Oh, stop. Yeah, don't do that. You don't have to make the sound. Golly.
All right, that's a great song.
Yeah. So that's song
good.
number 4.
Yeah,
all right.
doing good.
So we're gonna go song number 5.
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I know we're bringing it. I know.
Song 5 is already on a broken heart.
Yeah, we're bringing it down.
Wow.
I know. And
she's
confused.
This is an emotional roller coaster.
It is. It is. This whole playlist. I'm telling you, this is a give back. This is leading to what we talked about.
Once we run done with this sample, I have a question.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can answer my question.
Probably won't be able to.
You can. I really like this song.
It's a great song.
That's great.
I might be sabotaging the relationship a little bit at this point.
Well,
because she's like, maybe nothing's wrong.
That'll go to my question here in a second. So, this is good.
Good stuff.
Whitney.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that. I think you scored some points there too.
I think so.
So here's my question.
Okay, I don't.
When you gave this,
I'm nervous about the question.
When you gave the tape to the girl, are we of the belief that you're already, whether it was on a note or an agreed between the friends, that you're kind of going out with this girl? Is that the intent? Because if it's you're trying to tell her you like her and or get her to go out with you, then some of these songs don't it would be very confusing. Like you're trying to get her attention and you're saying, where do broken hearts go? Why does he have a broken heart already?
Right.
This guy seems a little psycho. But if you're kind of already going out with her, then these songs make more sense, is what I'm getting at.
I'm going to land more on the psycho side.
Okay.
I think 11-year-old me
was a nutbag.
was probably thinking there was something there.
Okay.
When in fact there was nothing there
that
to
makes
begin with.
Now this makes it better.
Right?
Your head tells you we're together or should be together.
Oh, yeah. She gave me some sort of subtle sign that thought maybe there's a chance. So I was like, I went all in.
And by subtle sign, it was something like,
hello.
Oh, you forgot your chocolate milk when you left the lunch line.
Yeah.
Here's your chocolate milk.
Yeah, you dropped your pencil. I was like, holy cow, I'm in.
We're in.
I'm in, right? First base, here I come.
So she's surprised she even got this tape in the first place.
Oh, yeah. She did not expect this.
2, we're assuming she's going to go listen to it. But she's listening to it like, oh.
Oh, yeah. The fallout is.
This is quite a roller coaster ride so far.
Yeah, the fallout is not good.
I go from being a tenderoni to breaking his heart. Okay.
Right. Yeah, right. Who is this guy?
Well, you go forward. Go ahead.
All right. So
I understand it now.
Right. So this fits the theme because here's number 6. So here we go.
What was that last song though?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about it.
No, you didn't.
So Where Do Broken Hearts Go? This was released February of 88. It's our gal Whitney. The song was written by Frank Wildhorn and Chuck Jackson and produced by Narada Michael Walden. When Houston, so a little history here. Houston didn't like the song. She didn't think it was going to be anything. When Houston eventually listened to a demo record of the ballad, the singer flatly turned it down. She eventually kind of came around. Frank Wildhorn recalls being struck by her performance. I cried the first time I heard Whitney sing Where Do Broken Hearts Go? I've had Julie Andrews, Liza Minnelli, Johnny Mathis, Trisha Yearwood, and Patti LaBelle sing songs I've written. But if someone put a gun to my head, the answer is Whitney's version of Where Do Broken Hearts Go going number 1. That's as good as it gets.
Oh, it's a great
writer
song.
Was like, yeah.
Great song.
So my thinking, I need a song about a struggle of a person who has lost their loved one and is trying to find a way back to them. I need the lyrics to be about the pain of losing a loved one in an empty space and not being able to move on from the past. I needed to reflect the hope for a chance to reunite with her once again, even though they had agreed to take some space. Again, if you go back to the lens of she has no idea this is coming.
I got you.
Yeah. It all starts to.
You're definitely going to freak her out a little bit.
It's
all good.
Yeah. This doesn't end well.
Yeah.
And I knew that going in. So, I did. 11-year-old me didn't know it.
What I want you to comprehend is at the end of this exercise, I want you to think, what would her feedback to you have been? So when we're all done, I want you to sum up the next day at school or like you gave it to her on a Friday. Okay. So Monday when you come back to school and you go, hey, what'd you think of the tape?
Yeah.
What do you think your answer is going to be?
That's
so we'll see.
That's
and for our fans listening at home, let us know. Like, message us, tell us if you were, especially if you're on the female side of this, if you were to get this tape, or even if you had a sister, or for any of our listeners, what would your feeling have been at 11, 12, whatever it was, getting this tape? What would your headspace have been like? Oh, this is.
No, I knew going into this, I was opening myself up.
No,
and
it's all
that's
good.
okay.
I like it.
It was good therapy.
Yeah, it's good.
It was good therapy.
So, all right, so you've done 5 songs?
5 songs. We're at song number 6.
6.
So this would have fallen in the category of songs that I think she likes.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Well,
it could be.
You're trying to also include a cool song.
Yes.
It's U2.
Right. And everybody liked U2 at the time.
Everybody's a big word.
Right.
Not everybody likes U2.
Right.
But I understand it.
Right. So I had some mixed meanings. It could be desire.
Desire's good.
The title itself. I desire you.
That was perfect.
It's a beat. It's a little more top.
This one goes more in the rhythm of what I thought you were trying to say to her, instead of like broken hearts and stuff. Yeah. Because Tenderoni, Desire, these are Please Don't Go Girl. Yeah. Although that's a little psycho-ish, but that's okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And that's what I opened up with. So then we got Desire. This is by U2. Released as the album's lead single in September of 88. Topped a bunch of charts.
What album is that one? Is that the Joshua Tree?
I don't know.
Is that Rattle and Hum?
I didn't put it on it. Oh, yes, it's Rattle and Hum. I know it is. I know it's Rattle and Hum. Topped a bunch of charts. The song won the 1989 Grammy for Best Rock Performance. My thinking here was I need a song that can be interpreted as a song about the power and all-consuming nature of desire, particularly in the context of a romantic relationship, and the length people's will go to feed or satisfy their desire. I need the lyrics to echo my deep infatuation with her and describe my willingness to abandon my mundane life and search for excitement and passion, represented by the bright lights in the big city. That's what I said. And this song hit it for me at 11 years old.
It did.
Yeah. And
do you think you liked this at 11?
Oh, I'm sure
you
I did. Yeah,
okay.
I
got you.
Yeah. I was pretty much a top 40 kid. I liked, I didn't really branch out from that. So I liked it.
That's definitely a big top 40
And I figured she
song.
would have liked that. So I'm going to include it in there.
Yeah, because she's liking a lot of the same type of stuff that you're liking.
Yeah. Right.
So
that was song number 6.
Hold on. You said that song won it won a Grammy?
It won a Grammy Award for Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group in 1989.
1989.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to see
who they were up against.
Yeah. Because often, if U2's winning the rock category, I'm interested in what.
I also have to notice here, it says, most interpretation of this song point to the meaning of this song being about the ambition and dedication required to be a successful band. It also criticizes American preachers who swindle followers out of their money. Some have also suggested a more carnal meaning.
Yes.
Which,
Well, I'm going to take a rain check on that.
Yeah.
I'll look for it. You can move on to 7?
Yes, we are on song 7. Number 7.
There you go.
Here it is.
Ooh. Really good. Now you're cooking.
Yeah. So I think we're going to end this first half better than I started, but it's still your description of a roller coaster. This is an emotional roller coaster.
I like the way that you love me.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good song. This reminds me of junior high a lot.
Right?
Yeah. So, real quick, not that I want to take away from Paula Abdul, but the research came in. So, at U2 Valid that year, I mean, the category they went up against, the only other option in excess was in that. And they picked Kick, which isn't, I don't think, their best song. Yeah. But Joan Jett, a group called Little Feat, I don't even know what that is.
No.
And Midnight Oil. Now, I like Beds Are Burning.
Is that the song?
But I understand Desire being a better song.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So
good.
Valid that year. So thanks to our research team for getting me that.
Yeah.
I'm not a big U2 guy, but I understand them winning in that category. So,
well, song number 7 is called "The Way That You Love Me," but actually, when I looked it up, it's the actual title is parentheticals. It's just "The Way That You Love Me."
Yes,
I did not. Recorded by Paula Abdul. This was released in August of '88, but then it was re-released again in '89. That's kind of when it. So I might be cheating a little bit here, but it came out in '88. So
I gotcha.
The song's video was Abdul's first with director David Fincher, who would later direct her most successful videos. My thinking here was I need a song that will let her know that I'm not about all of the material and external trappings of love. Never mind that I was always taught that that ain't a word. Paula nailed it. It's not the money or the diamond rings. I'm not impressed by the material things. I'm not one of those guys. That's what I needed.
That's what
I needed her to know that I'm just a regular 5th grade Joe.
But you are saying the way that you love me. I have 2 things for this.
Yeah.
You're saying the way that you love me. That is a bold to just throw out songs that just throw love out there.
Right.
And you're not even going out with her yet. So that's good.
But in my head, we are.
But I know.
See, that's the scary part.
It's weird. You're kind of like a serial killer at this point.
This is where it all started for me. That's what I'm saying. This is good therapy.
You are like
It explained a lot.
Patrick Bateman Jr. over here.
I know.
This was him.
Explains a lot.
This was him in elementary school. So, the second thing I had was what you said about Paula, the not liking material things.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but that's fine.
Well, I wanted her to think this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nothing is what it seems.
I
mean, you can read between the lines, or you can just.
By the way, David Fincher directing this video.
Yeah.
This is a guy who directed Seven.
Yeah.
That's a broad.
I know.
Oof.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
I think he also directed Fight Club.
Yes, he did.
That is a broad spectrum of things.
We started off with Paula Abdul.
Yeah.
And we ended with Seven.
All right.
Yeah. Heads in boxes.
Song. Yeah. Maybe he got the inspiration on that.
Maybe
the way that you love me, head in a box. There you go.
Yeah.
Don't read too much into it.
that kind of meets my arc.
Oh, yeah.
Do you follow this?
Are we going towards head in a box?
I don't know.
We don't want that.
No heads in the box. All right, here we go. This is song number 8.
Song number 8.
Okay. The roller coaster continues.
This is like a roller rink song.
Yeah. Yes. So many of these songs I remember listening to.
This definitely has a nice little pop beat to it.
Yeah, I needed something upbeat.
Is this Phil or is this Genesis?
This is Phil.
Okay.
This is Phil.
This is not when he won his Oscar.
No.
No, he didn't win an Oscar for this.
He won a Golden Globe for this song.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'll tell you why.
I got a Golden Globe for this song.
Yeah. So this is Two Hearts.
Do you think he walks around in the Oscar in one hand and the Golden Globe in the other?
Check him out.
What are those for? 2 Hearts, Tarzan.
Yeah. And not the Lion King. What's the other one he did?
He's
We were just talking. Oh, we watched Brother Bear the other day.
Oh, how'd that go?
It was Phil Collins.
Phil Collins everywhere.
Yeah, I was like, he did this movie.
Oh.
Two Hearts, released November of '88, written, produced, and performed by Mr. Collins from the soundtrack to the film Buster. Have you ever seen it?
No.
I haven't either.
Is that a Dudley Moore?
No.
Oh.
Let's talk about the movie Buster for a minute. Have you seen it? No.
No.
Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times gave it 3 out of 4 stars.
Wow.
Buster's played with surprising effectiveness by rock star Phil Collins, who looks and sounds like a gentler Bob Hoskins. That's what Mr. So he's like some kind of a con artist or something, but he plays the lead. Yeah, he's the lead in it. Never heard of it.
He's in the movie?
Yeah, he's the lead guy.
Oh, I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the picture
And
for
there's
the
something
movie.
about a train robbery or something. Anyway, yeah,
It says Buster still at large.
Yeah. The song was featured in the end credits, in which Collins played the lead role. It reached number 1 in the United States. The song won the Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song, tying with Let the River Run by Carly Simon from Working Girl. And it won the Grammy Award for Best Song written specifically for motion picture television in 1989.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this movie.
Never heard of it. I know. That's why I included it in my notes. So my 11-year-old thinking was, I need a love song that speaks about the connection and devotion between two people. I need the lyrics to suggest that the song's narrator has found his soulmate and he believes in their love, even though there was no reason to believe that she would always be there. The song needs to emphasize the importance of faith and devotion in a romantic relationship, and it need to be upbeat. And Phil Collins is funny. He's
funny?
lighthearted.
Yeah.
So I need something to take away
No, it's good.
To take away from maybe her attention away from the creeper stalker thing going on with the rest of this place.
Yeah.
So,
That Two Hearts works well.
Yeah.
That's a good one. By the way, no one else is in this movie that I even recognize.
No, I didn't. I thought it was a Dudley Moore movie. The
I
minute
thought
you
so
said
too.
that,
Sounds
I said
Dudley
the same
Moore.
thing. I was like, oh, Dudley Moore.
I almost need to watch this because I'm interested in what the hell it is. It only gets a 5.9 on IMDb, so that's not a glowing
No, I
review.
never heard of it.
So, interesting. But Rotten Tomato and popcorn meter still higher than Cocktail, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Phil Collins people, they push that up.
And Roger Ebert loved it. 3 out of 4 stars.
He makes no sense.
All right, number 9.
Number 9.
Really feeds into my neuroses of lack of self-confidence. I don't know. There we go.
Yes. You went Bobby Brown twice.
Oh, yeah.
On the front side.
I've got some repeats.
So you're just running.
And I believe we've used this song in a
it
previous
doesn't matter.
playlist.
This is a mixtape. You can bring in anything. Oh, this song's so good.
I know.
This is 1988.
Oh, yeah. Overall, I like the playlist.
If you're not listening to like glam hairband rock in 88,
Oh, Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown. Well, I'd say Bobby Brown, Paul Abdul. 88, 89 is just like a domination.
Yeah.
Now you're telling her not to be cruel.
Yeah.
She hasn't done anything yet.
But I think she's going to.
Wow.
See,
So
I'm a
weird.
mess, dude.
And you just
I'm
went
a
from
mess.
2 hearts.
I know. Emotional roller coaster.
And hey, girl, what's up with this attitude?
I know.
How's she gonna feel about that?
Well, because I've tried to talk to her.
Like, I don't have any attitude.
Now she's ignoring me.
Oh, she is.
Yeah. See, she.
This is so complicated. I envision you just saw her across the playground and been like, you know, I've been going to school with what did you say, Michelle?
Yeah,
I've been
Michelle.
going to school with Michelle since I don't know, 2nd grade.
Yeah, she's got to like me.
She's cute. I like the scrunchie she's wearing now. So I'm gonna go make her a mixtape. But no, you built this whole story up that
In my head.
I told her I liked her, and then she didn't like me back, but then she gave me
It's
my
delusional.
pencil, and so it's just so chaotic.
Oh, wait till you hear song number 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Well,
This
do
is
song number
This is Don't Be Cruel. Released May of 88. Bobby Brown. Written and produced by the songwriting and production duo Kenneth Babyface Edmonds and Antonio L.A. Reid.
Ooh.
Had some additional writing from Daryl Simmons. The song was featured in The Wizard. Great movie.
Oh,
1989's The Wizard.
Nintendo movie?
Yes.
With
It's a movie
Fred
about 3 children who
Savage.
travel to California to compete in a video game tournament. It officially introduced Super Mario Brothers to North America and has garnered a cult following and starred Fred Savage, Beau Bridges, Christian Slater, and it was Tobey Maguire's first uncredited film debut. In case
Ooh.
anybody ever wants to know some trivia there. What was Tobey Maguire's first role? It was The Wizard.
It's a wizard.
Yeah.
Did he win the tournament? I haven't seen the Wizard in a long
I
time.
don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen it. Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
insane.
I don't know. My thinking. I need a song about a lover who has been showing their partner a lot of kindness and devotion, yet their partner is treating them coldly and unfairly. The song needs to encourage the partner to reciprocate their lover's feelings and be more understanding and appreciative. The lyrics need to remind the partner that it is not okay to be cruel to someone who has shown them such love and care.
Don't be cruel.
Don't be cruel. I'm just
I
trying
like the speaking parts. What's up with this attitude?
I'm just trying to.
I thought I was being real good to you.
That's right.
Anyway,
I might have used those lyrics out on the playground.
this
I said, hey, girl, what's up with this attitude?
just channeling Bobby Brown.
I've been really good to you.
Looking at Bobby Brown's track record, channeling him to talk to girls, probably not your best plan. Probably stay away from that. So I was looking up. That's 2 songs you've pulled off that Don't Be Cruel
Oh, yeah.
album.
I don't think I have any
7
more.
times platinum.
Oh, I know. It's huge.
7.
It's huge.
Sold 7 million plus copies
Yeah.
in the U.S.
My prerogative.
My goodness.
Don't be cruel.
Don't be cruel. Roni.
Roni.
Yeah. Did you get the other ones in too?
I think I'm done with Bobby Brown.
That's 3
No more Bobby Brown.
huge singles.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget about Every Little Step. So,
Yeah.
and Rock With Ya. Rock With Ya was really good
that
too.
was a good one too.
That would have
Yeah.
been good for this.
That would've.
I want to rock
Yeah.
with you, baby. I want to roll with you. You might have missed the boat on that one.
Well, there was a lot of choices, and
There's a lot of choices.
I only had 90 minutes, 45 minutes aside. I had to pull them off the radio at.
I imagine. I want to imagine her sitting in her room for the 90 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Or do you think she went 45?
I think this is a
We'll
couple
find
days.
out.
This is a couple days of
It's not all at once.
no
Just no shotgun
she-
blast.
She had to take it in doses.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot to take in.
Yeah. She's in her room. You think after she listens, I still want to imagine she listens to it the first time and then invite like 2 of her friends over.
You
And
got
be
to
like,
listen to this.
What do you think of this?
Yeah.
She's like,
I know.
I like that song. I like that song. That's a weird song.
And then they're prank calling my house and laughing.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, no.
That'd be good. They have to look you up in the phone book.
This
Those-
is turning out to be
those
more
don't
real
exist.
than you realize. This may have happened.
Oh.
Anyway,
Don't
okay.
be cruel. So that's song number. That was 9.
Song number. Song number
So
9.
we're through
So
9
number 10.
songs.
So number 10, we bring it way down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. Great song.
I'll be sure.
I'll be sure.
Al.
Al. B. Letter B. Sure. Yeah. Very clever name.
This is good. Like, this is a song an 11-year-old would put on
The name of this
Mixtape for a
album was
girl.
called In Effect Mode.
Yeah.
I love that.
Very relevant in Portland too with the rain or shine.
Yeah. See?
A lot of rain in this song.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect song for the Northwest.
And it's even got kind of a subdued sound to it. It's a rainy day. This is a rainy day song. Oh, listen to that. Yeah.
And this is definitely something she would know.
Yeah. Yeah. Night and day.
Night and day.
Thinking about her night and day. I know. It
Her dad's going to come in and go, what are you listening to? I don't know. This kid says he thinks about me night and day. What's that kid's name?
I don't know.
I'm going to call his parents.
She's gonna go, I don't know.
I don't know his name.
I don't know his name.
He walked up to me on the bus and said, here. And then he wandered away.
Yeah. I made this tape for you.
She asked like 3
I didn't walk away. I ran away.
I asked my friends, oh, that's Rob. He's been going to school with us since kindergarten. Oh.
Yeah.
Although people had to know who you were because you've always been like you were always the big kid in the class. Like everybody knows the big kid.
Yeah.
Like the tall kid.
Yeah, the tall kid.
Yeah.
The one that's in the special classes?
No special
No,
classes.
different.
Just that you're just bigger than everyone else.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Rob's the
Yeah.
tall kid because
Yeah.
like we had Drew.
Yeah.
Drew was
Oh, yeah.
always bigger than everybody.
Yeah, but he was
and so it's Drew.
athletic and good looking.
Well-
I was just the big dopey kid.
Well, if
walking
Drew
around.
listens to this, he'll be very happy that you said that. He was tall. He was athletic.
He was.
Maybe you should have given him this mixtape. There you
Blonde.
go.
He was a goalkeeper. He was he could dunk.
When she gives it back to you, you go, Drew, here, listen
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah. Try. Ah.
All right.
All right, this is Night and Day. It's a debut single by Al B. Sure.
Al
Co-written
B.
and co-produced
Sure.
by Al B. Sure.
Yeah.
It earned Al B. Sure a nomination for a Grammy Award for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance at the 31st Grammy Awards in 1989, losing to Introducing the Hard Line, according to Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, by
That's a
Terrence.
good-
Yeah, that was a
Good year for
Yeah.
Terrence Trent.
Yeah.
What category was that in?
I don't know. Oh, Best Male R&B Vocal Performance.
R&B vocal performance.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Terrence Trent.
Yeah, there he is. He's got a new name now.
I can't say that
pronounce it.
name.
Yeah.
I've seen it on Spotify.
Yeah, he's
I'm just going to stay with Terrence Trent. So, Terrence, if you're listening
changed his name.
and you don't like it, you can send us like a message and phonetically sound that thing out because I can't say it. I've tried. So, by the way, also up against that category, Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder, and Teddy Pendergrass.
Ooh.
That's a sultry category that year.
That is.
I'm surprised Al B. Sure got nominated in that category because there's some heavy hitters.
He's just happy to be.
Yeah, he's just happy to be here.
Yeah. Okay, so my thinking here. And I also found out the story goes that his name was Al Brown.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Wrote this song in 10th grade over a lunchroom cheeseburger and recorded it in his cousin's basement years later. Here's a man that gets us, right? He's a 10th grader making songs over a school cheeseburger.
Perfect.
Yeah. I need a song that acts as a romantic and passionate declaration of love. It needs to portray a deep connection between the artist and their beloved, emphasizing the unyielding nature of their feelings and the desire for a strong and fulfilling relationship.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it's night and day.
Night and day.
It's like
all the time.
All the time.
I'm just laying awake.
Yep. I'm outside your window.
Don't say that.
Don't do that. Yeah.
You're not John
Yeah.
Cusack. You don't get away with that. All right.
He did it and it was cool.
Yeah. But
I do it and they're calling the police.
yeah, they're calling the police.
Yes.
That's the way it works.
Get away from my window.
I always understand that from that movie. He does it and you think this is some grand romantic gesture. And then the minute you do it, somebody's dad is calling the cops.
Yeah. Right.
Get off my, or he's just going to come out and say,
Right.
you've got to 3 to be off my lawn.
Right.
Or I'm going to get the shotgun. Like it's A or it's B. You pick. I don't care which one. But I don't think, and I don't know, is it a romantic gesture? I've never talked to this with my wife or anything, but if I had shown up on her lawn with a big boombox playing a song, is that, I guess that's the ultimate mixtape version of, this is a song I picked for you.
Well, I thought Michelle would like this mixtape.
Michelle. So if you got on
She
Michelle's
didn't.
lawn, with I'll Be Sure, is she going to come to the window and go, "Oh, Rob's here"?
No, if it was,
Thinks about me night and day.
If it was Drew,
it was Drew.
Yeah, then it'd be fine. But it was the dopey kid from.
Well, if it was Drew, yeah, she'd come outside.
Yeah, that
But
weird
for
kid's out in
you,
our lawn
yeah.
playing. I'll be sure.
Yeah, that tall kid won't go away. He's here
He
again.
won't leave.
He's climbing the lattice.
That's right.
Get rid of him.
Oh crap! Here we go. This is song number 11. We're finishing the first side.
Finishing the first.
Yeah,
side.
here we go.
There you go. Oh, it's a good one to end on.
Yeah.
A lot of love again.
I know.
This one, not subtle here.
No.
It's good.
I'm ending the first side with the declaration.
It's just interesting in the middle of this, you have a song about breaking heart.
I know, because
Hearts.
I don't want her to leave. I want to give, I need her to stay.
And
Even though she's we were never a thing.
I think the lyrics in this song have something like, I'm in love with two girls.
I think
So you might be sending a weird message to her.
I don't know. Well, because if this mixtape doesn't work for Michelle, there's another girl I've been eyeing
I'm in love with two girls.
down in Mr. Healy's class.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sarah.
She doesn't know. Sarah,
we'll
Sarah
call
doesn't know it's
Sarah.
coming either.
So if Michelle gives you this tape back, you just give it to Sarah. Hey, look, I made this for you.
Yeah. See, Sarah.
What you should have done is made a copy, give it to both, and see what response you get.
Who comes first?
And then they both walk up to you and go, you can have that back.
That's how I get girls. I just go dragnet fishing. I just throw it out there and I just see
I will say,
who I catch.
there's a lot of good music on this. So no matter how they feel about your intent and message of the tape,
Yeah.
I could see them beat jacking a few songs off it onto their own tapes
Hey.
and then giving it back to you and go, hey, thanks for letting me borrow that. I took like 9 of the songs
Yes.
and I recorded them over. And you're like, well, that wasn't really what my intent was.
Yeah.
But you're like, she's like, oh, I just thought you wanted me to go, oh, I like some of these songs. I did like that New Kid song. Thank you.
All right. So we ended the first side with Girl, You Know It's True, released June of 88 by German dance pop group Milli Vanilli.
Milli.
It's a song by Marilyn. I didn't know this. I always thought it was a Milli Vanilli group.
Yeah.
But it was a Milli Vanilli song, but it's actually a song by Maryland-based group Newmarks, spelled Numarx. You say it, Newmarks. And it sounds just like the version. They just wrote it for them. American magazine Cashbox called the song an average quasi-rap that goes nowhere. Cashbox didn't like it.
Seems like they missed the boat on that one.
Yeah. I need a love song that expresses my intense feelings for my beloved. I need the lyrics to be focused on my admiration and adoration for her. As I describe her physical features, her voice, her positive energy, and the way she makes me feel, the singer needs to declare his love for her openly and make it clear that this love is genuine and true.
Oof.
Yeah, genuine and true. Yeah. So there you go.
By the way, that is off of their album of the same name.
Yes.
Girl, you know it's
That's right. Girl, You Know It's True. Yeah.
10 million copies.
Yeah. They did
sold.
They did okay.
Who was actually singing that song? Did you ever track down that information?
It was probably Newmarks.
Do you think Newmarks was doing the vocals?
Maybe, probably.
Says on here, lead vocal is John Davis.
I don't know.
No, there's 3 lead vocals. John Davis, Brad Howell, Charles Shaw, and they're credited with backing vocals.
Oh. Yeah, and I couldn't find any
you
information on
guess?
Newmarks. I tried, and there's
You went
not a
everywhere?
whole lot out there.
So, and if you look at the folks, we do nothing but great research. If you look at the Wikipedia, it says Milli Vanilli, Fab and Rob. Those are the 2 guys.
Yeah.
Visual performances.
Yeah.
Credited with vocals.
Yeah.
But they're the visual performers.
Yeah.
And then the lead singers are John Davis, Brad Howell, Charles Shaw, but on the original record credited with backing vocals.
There you go.
And I'm going to guess they had to go back and probably, I'm going to guess why didn't they just sing? Well, I'm looking at a picture of John Davis and he doesn't look like Rob and Fab.
Well,
So that's why he wasn't the one singing.
I want you to listen to this right here.
And sadly, he passed away.
I know. Listen to this part right here. This is the
Okay.
opening.
I'm in love with 2 girls.
So what are you doing back?
Well, I sat back and thought about the things we used to do. It really meant a lot to me. You mean a lot to me.
Sounds like you're reading a cue card.
I really mean that much to you?
Girl, you know it's true.
You know, they could have recorded that as many times as they wanted to and not have it sound horrible. And it sounds like he's reading a cue card.
You know it's true.
What's funny about that opening is when you give her the mixtape, go, really pay attention to the opening of song 11. I want you to really focus in on that part particularly, right? So I want you to know it's true.
Yes.
So, okay. So that brings us to the end of side 1. Is
Side
that
1.
correct?
That is side 1.
Okay.
Finished.
So
I'm out of breath. It was a lot.
Let's do
It was a lot.
what's our assessment of side 1? So here's my assessment of side 1.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Several songs about loving her, which would have made, like, if the whole thing did that, I would have been like, oh, you know. But the couple songs where you throw in about not breaking your heart and some other things, it just sends a weird message.
Yeah, it does.
But if you're going for the weird message, that's fine. And then you have a couple psychotic songs.
Yeah.
little red flaggish.
I know.
They would call
I
it
know.
nowadays.
Lots of flags.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so so best case scenario, she listens to side
Yeah.
one, and then you say, "Hey, Michelle,
Yeah.
what'd you think of side one?" Best case answer, you're wanting
Like
for her to say.
Oh,
You say, "Hey, what'd you think of side one?" Her answer, best case answer, the one you want to hear the most.
I really like it.
Okay,
Thank you so, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah. And then
When you wanted to maybe ID a couple songs. Oh, I really liked this one.
yeah, I think be a little specific.
The
Tell me
Whitney
which
Houston,
ones.
Where
Yeah.
Do Broken Hearts
I
Go?
really like you too. They're
Little
my favorite
strange.
band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Broken Hearts one's a little strange. We're not going out. So I'm just saying
I
best
want her
case
to,
answer.
ultimately, I want her to notice me.
Okay, so
Yeah.
these songs will notice.
I
You're
think
hoping
so.
these grab
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah, whether or not they notice me for
I mean, you
a
have-
good reason. I have her attention.
So a lot of these songs, you're hitting home runs because just from a popularity standpoint, In Excess, U2, Whitney Houston, you got New Kids on the Block, you
Right.
got Bobby Brown, Paula Abdul. So from it, particularly if she's a radio young girl, she's going to be like, oh, these are all my favorite songs from
Right.
radio. Or when I go to friends' parties or the roller skating
Right.
rink or wherever, the
Right.
mall.
Right.
Yeah, these are the songs.
But maybe
Right?
this gets me into the group,
So you're doing a
into
good
the inner
top 40.
circle.
Yeah.
Because they go, oh, who made this? That dopey kid from.
I would like to think they had a slumber party. And they're like, check this out. Right? She puts it in.
Right.
Ooh, I like that one. I like it. Where'd you get this?
And then
Someone
maybe-
says, where'd you get this?
And then maybe Michelle doesn't buy it, but maybe somebody goes, oh, I think it's cute. I think it's really nice that he did that.
I gotcha.
And then say, I'm trying to get into the
So
inner
you're-
circle here.
You're hoping for the third or fourth alternate.
Hey, I'll
friend.
At this point, I'll take whatever.
And she comes and goes, Michelle can be a little snobby. But I thought it was really nice that you made a tape for her.
I'm like, I'm in.
So
Yeah.
Well, Rob,
Yeah,
I think side one. I think all the songs are really good. Like I have no objection to any of the songs. I just think from like the message standpoint,
It's a little,
if I was listening to it, I'd be like, I'm not 100% sure what you're trying to say. Sometimes
That's
I'm
okay.
like, oh, he loves me. And then other times I'm like, don't break his heart.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. No,
So
that's fair.
It's good. But
Emotional roller coaster.
they're all good songs.
Yes.
And the Desire one's really good because you're telling her you desire her. I still
Well-
think the right stuff would have hit a home run right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because you're telling her right out the gate, hey, you're the right one.
Yeah.
You've got the right stuff. Everything that I've been looking for these 11 years,
Yeah.
that's what you have.
My headspace wasn't a healthy one.
I got
so,
you. So I think side one.
So, and side two.
Well, I have something to
Yeah.
propose here, Rob.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at our running time for this
Yeah.
week's episode.
Yeah.
So maybe we do something we've never done before.
Oh, no.
Side one is a part one.
Oh,
And we can do side two as a part two to this episode.
okay.
And then we'll come back next week and give people
Okay.
side two
Okay.
and then do our final analysis of the entire tape.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm okay with that.
I think maybe it gives you a little more time to,
Yeah.
peruse. No, you can't change anything.
No,
now.
I'm not
Yeah,
changing
Side
it.
two's locked in.
Yeah, I'm not changing
But I'm just proposing, just looking at, our running time for this week. And we want to make sure we get nice in depth for parts. So I think for the first time ever, we'll just bust this into a part two
That's fair.
because there's 11 more songs on the other side.
That's fair.
This is
That's fair.
This is a deep dive into 1988. So I think, but just a preview.
Yeah.
What could they look forward to on side two without giving anything away?
I want to say that it gets better,
Okay.
but the emotional roller coaster continues.
It's like you made side one and then you left for a few hours and then came back and just got sad for
Yeah.
side two, or
yeah. And actually, side two, I think gets a little sadder.
or even what I'd like to imagine is you made side one, went to school, and like said something to her and she like didn't reciprocate.
Well,
So then you came and made side two and you're like,
I
okay,
want people to hold on to
There we
that
go.
statement because I think we could weave that through.
I think so.
There's some
think
truth to that.
that's the way we should look at this.
Yeah.
You made side one, you were all excited about it. You go to school the next day, she had found your pencil, and then you said hi to her like at lunch or something,
Yeah.
and she just kind of looked at you.
Yeah.
Or just like a quick
Yeah.
hey and then right back to her friends. And then you made side two. And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got your attitude now.
I think
right?
there's some truth.
Let's
to
imagine that
Yeah.
that's we'll imagine that
Yeah.
that's maybe what happened. So, all right. Well, so that will bring us to the end of this part one.
Yep.
Fans, if you'd like to support the show, take a second to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and then share Totally 80s and 90s Recall with a friend. I mean, what better way to spend each week than with the Rob and Dave experience? There's nothing better you could do. Also, you can reach out to the show on all the social media outlets. Just Google 80s, 90s Recall. You'll find us. We're everywhere. You can comment on previous episodes. We'd like to hear what you think about Rob's side one of this tape. You can recommend topics for upcoming shows, and we also have a YouTube channel if you want to check us out live. However you want to check us out, just the links will be in the show notes. Come see us, hang out, have a good retro throwback good time, right?
That's right.
There you go.
Let's get nostalgic, shall we? The Totally 80s and 90s Recall team wants to remind you that the Totally 80s and 90s Recall podcast is the perfect complement to your listening experience and the perfect antidote to modern life. Now stop doing the locomotion and visit Totally 80s 90s Recall at podbean.com. We will have you saying grody to the max faster than you can get out of our dreams and into our car. That's weird.
Good one.
It's a pink Cadillac, though. If it's knowledge you seek, send us an email at 80s90srecall@gmail.com. Consider the Totally 80s 90s Recall podcast your nostalgia investment institution. The Totally 80s and 90s Recall team strives to acquire and preserve assets with significant cultural historical value. We primarily appeal to individuals with nostalgic sentiments and aim to preserve cultural heritage and provide opportunities for people to experience and appreciate the past. Start investing with us today for all your nostalgic needs.
Very good.
Yeah, you like that?
Nostalgic.
Yeah.
You use that word a lot.
I do.
We should.
I did.
That's what we are.
Yeah.
We're a nostalgic podcast.
Right.
Well, finally, you can drive our show's visibility by giving us a 5-star rating and a review on whatever podcast outlet you listen to us on, Apple, Spotify, Pandora, anything that'll allow you to do it. We'd appreciate it. If you really love the show, let us know. It'll help our show grow. It'll make Totally 80s and 90s Recall super popular and allow Rob and I to finally be recognized for our utter genius that we put out every single week.
Every single week. Wow. Utter genius.
We need more people to tell us about how smart we are. So
I know I do.
And after hearing this side one of this mixtape, I think they're going to say, ooh. I can imagine an 11-year-old handing me this tape.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
what would be even cooler is if you're a 5th grader and you gave this to like a 6th grader.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not doing
Oh,
that. Yeah.
check this out.
No way.
Then you'd really get a stare down.
Yeah.
What shouldn't you go back to the 4-square court? Get out of here.
No.
So, you got any closing thoughts?
I do. In that same article for the 80s90s.com, writer Milo D says, I've always taken pride in my mixtape making skills from the days of cassettes to CDs and now the digital playlist. Unfortunately, sending someone a link to a playlist just doesn't have the same charm as giving them a physical mixtape with a cute label on it. And while you can easily play your playlist with high quality audio while driving, there is still that nostalgic feeling of flipping through a cassette case while trying to focus on the road. Despite the benefits of modern technology, those of us who remember the old days will always miss that sense of nostalgia that goes along with the days of making mixtapes. And I thought that was well said. So,
well, and we're going to put
despite
out
how you feel about my skills and my art,
good.
I like that statement.
Yeah.
So.
And we're going to put out this week, when you check the show notes, we are going to put out the link to the first side of the playlist.
Oh, good call.
So people can listen to, because we have this episode up. So go peruse the first side. That'll get you ready for when you hear the second side. But we highly recommend that you listen to them in order.
Yeah.
Don't hit shuffle.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't hit shuffle. You're free to do whatever you want. I would recommend don't hit shuffle and you listen to it in the order that Rob intends it to be in so that you can get all those weird feelings that he's trying to express, whether it be love or whatever it is. So, Well, this week he expressed some love. He expressed apparently some heartbreak and some craziness, I think. But unfortunately, that brings us to the end of part 1 of this episode, rocking out to Rob's self-recorded mixtape from back in 1988. If you like today's musical choices, as we said, we're going to provide them in the show notes. You can go to Spotify, Apple, or Amazon, and you can listen to this playlist in order, as I said, in full, and you can jam out, and you can see if you get the feelings that he was trying to implore.
Yeah.
So finally, a big shout out to you, our awesome listeners, whether you're listening for the first time or you're a longtime subscriber. We can't thank you enough for hanging out with us this week. We hope we gave you a fun hour or so of laughs and memories. And don't forget, you can catch all new episodes, Totally 80s and 90s Recall, every single Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Yes.
Well, this is usually the time where I ask you what our homework is.
You already know the homework.
Yeah.
So homework is going to be, we're going to go through part 2 of your mixtape from 1988. So, I'm sorry, side 2. So it's going to be part 2 of this episode, but we're going to go over side 2 and we're going to continue our musical journey of 1988
That's fair.
from the perspective of Rob. So we'll see where that takes us. I'm excited to see where the next 11 songs take us, because the first 11 were quite a roller coaster ride.
They were.
But
They were.
a lot of good songs. I would listen to all 11 of those in a row, and I would have no problem. It would be fun. So,
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
All
That's
right.
fair.
Well, you got anything else?
I don't.
Fancy goodbye?
No fancy goodbye.
Boom.
Peace out.
Say, I love you, girl. And then you say, no.
Yeah. Running away with the tape after I hand it to her. is
I love
best.
you. Don't break my heart. You're very cautious before even going out with her.
Oh, I'm a sad, sad human being.